Checking, 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 checking. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Checking, checking, checking. Checking, 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 checking.
That's up and running. Good. Are you keeping that towel on? Looks so bad. Looks goofy.
Let's do this. Are you ready for a comeback? Are you ready to fly? Are you ready for the moment? Get ready to ride. Calling all the fighters.
I'm like excited for this game. It's gonna be a great game.
Are you guys leaving the town? We can take it higher. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do.
It's a beautiful day here in MILLBURN, New Jersey as we get set for a sectional quarterfinals matchup between number 9 Chatham and number 1 MILLBURN. Hello everyone, I'm Adam Tobus, joined alongside Michael Exelbert on Studio 462 production of Miller Baseball. The Cougars come into this MILLBURN game riding a hot The count 3-1. Three and two, and that one line down the third baseline, but foul.
And the batter who was up, Wesley Maximow, is hitting to a .317 average, so he's had a pretty good year thus far.
Came up with a key RBI in the Wes Morris game, which gave him the edge 2-1.
As I said before, the umpire has a tight strike zone. Right now in this one, Oppenheim not liking it that much. That one's ripped to center field.
Jacobs comes down with it. Chatham tagging the relay throw. Not in time, and it goes to the backstop. But the runner at first. So 3 runs have come in to score here in the top half of the first. An unusual sight, one that we haven't seen by this Miller team since Livingston, where they were down at one point in that first inning. They clawed their way back in the top half of the next inning, and they never wavered that lead. And right now, in a hole, as that one paints the outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, but this was exactly what Chatham needed to do, is get out early, like they did against Wes Morris a game ago.
And a nasty off-speed pitch from Oppenheim gets him ahead in the count. 0-2 with 2 outs. A long hold from Oppenheim. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Oppenheim gets out of it, but not before the Cougars score 3 in the top half of the first. And we'll step aside. Robert Schneider will lead off the home half of the first inning, leads the team in hits, and ranks atop second in the SEC in hits with 33, but that was of May 17th, has eclipsed that 40 mark on the season.
And he's just been fantastic this season. Just the discipline at the plate for Schneider is impeccable, and when he sees a pitch, he rips it. And now the pitching report for the Cougars. Trent Jenks, who has pitched 36 and a third innings, 17 hits allowed, and an earned run average of .77. So a pretty great year for Trent Jenkins thus far.
Yeah, Jenks pitched a crucial close to that Del Barton game where they started off 2-0 against Roxbury and Del Barton, then hit a tough stretch, they lost 7 in a row. And then they had a win streak, and then another losing streak, and then they've won their last 3. So 11-13 for the Cougars as Schneider fouls that one off in the count now even 2-2. So Chatham have had their ups and downs this year, but they've played in a pretty tough division with Pope John, Del Barton. They've played some very good teams, and they've competed all season long. So,
and that's why I question, are they a true number 9 seed? Like, really, I mean, Chatham has played amazing teams. They've proven to win against these teams. I think the seeding may be a little unfair here, but
it's all about power points, and they had enough to make the state tourney. They just didn't get to the top here. But if you want to talk about Cinderella stories, Chatham could be one here as they lead over the Millers 3-0. They were the underdog against West Morris 9-8, and now the underdog here as Schneider rips one through the hole. So Schneider keeps on hitting 5 for 5 in his last 5 at-bats.
Great job by Schneider, dropping his front shoulder and ripping that through the hole.
So Robert Schneider is hot. And now Henry Jacobs back in the batting order for the second straight game. He got on base 3+ times last time out and has an opportunity here as Jenks tries to keep Schneider sleeping, but you're not going to really catch Schneider sleeping on the base path.
Yeah, no,
As that one goes to the backstop, Schneider goes. The throw from DePache is in time. So a fortuitous bounce back to DePache by the backstop, and he guns Schneider down.
Wow, very lucky bounce off the backstop. And the catcher's arm is amazing right there. Dart down to second base to get Schneider. It seems like Schneider kind of slowed up as he was running to second.
It was delayed. It was delayed.
Yeah.
It was delayed. So 1-1 to Jacobs at the plate. Bases are empty after a nice throw by DePache. As that one ripped through the hole once again. So 2 straight hits over to the exact same area at the hot corner. Justin Renyo.
And the Millers have showed here that they can, in fact, hit Jenkins right now, and they're hitting him pretty well for the first 2 at-bats. They just need to stay on base and string together more hits and get some runs.
Jenks pitching middle right now. 2 fantastic hits by Schneider and Jacobs. Just the unfortunate base running error. And that's why, as we say, that Schneider is a pretty sound base runner. As Jacobs back in time at first.
I mean, the thing there, Schneider's thinking that this is going to go off to the backstop all over. It just got a lucky bounce right back to the catcher. I mean, you can say it's Schneider's fault, but really, I think anyone would do that because it was back to the backstop. It's just an unfortunate bounce for Schneider.
So with 1 out, 1 on, Echeverry in a 2-0 count rips one into left field, and it's caught by Alex Holberton in left, and that'll be the second out as Alex Wilson comes up to the plate.
So another solid hitter making solid contact on the ball. Just unfortunate right to the left fielder. So as you said, Jenkins is pitching middle. It's not really Jenks rather is pitching middle. And the Millers are piecing.
As that one's popped straight up. DePache seems to have a read on it. Don't think it's going to come this way. And it's just foul. Can't see in the sunlight over here. So a break for Wilson, gets a second opportunity. The 0-1. Jacobs still looming at first. Axelrod on deck. He's moved up in the lineup today, taking over Matt Wiener's spot at 5.
I mean, I'd send Jacobs here.
Jacobs goes. The throw down is in time, but it bounces over the shortstop's glove. And a nice backup. And Jacobs is safe. Good call, Mike.
So like I said, Jacob Stealing puts the Millers in scoring positions for one of the best RBI hitters in the state, Alex Wilson.
Yeah, Alex Wilson, top of the state, and leads the SEC with more than 40 RBIs on the season. Just an amazing feat for Wilson. As that one pops straight up, that's a major league fly. Shortstop moving over, the sun is in his eyes, and he can't make the play. Jacobs is in to score. Wilson's in safely at second. And the Millers score one in the home half of the first. And a big run at it as they'll put the cap on Jacobs as he enters the dugout.
And a big error made by the Cougars right there. They can't afford that if they're playing against one of the best teams in the state in the Millers.
Yeah, just a huge error from the Cougars there as Wilson now goes from out to scoring position for one of the hotter hitters on this MILLBURN team, Ethan Axelrod. Had a screaming double in his last game. Put the cherry on top in that GNT finals. Had the game-winning RBI. And now here has an opportunity to bring the Millers closer as they trail 3-1.
It's a very sunny day today, so honestly, you might want to expect a little more errors coming from the fielders this afternoon.
Shortstop is wearing sunglasses today, as Axelrod takes a hearty cut at that one and fouls it straight back. Almost hits my parents, actually.
And Axelrod just a little late on that one, couldn't quite catch up to the fastball. He just has to keep his front shoulder in and drive that down the line.
As Axelrod, hearty cut again, fouls one back. A pretty big outing here.
Yep.
So 1-2 to Axelrod, fouled his last two off. Wilson looming at second, and he calls time. So Axelrod needs a moment before a huge at-bat in this one. Although it's the first inning, still a huge at-bat as the Millers trail by 2 runs.
The Millers badly need to score Wilson.
And Axelrod rips one into center field. Center fielder chugging back. He's not going to get there. Axelrod chugging for 2. Wilson comes home. He's going for 3. Axelrod is in there standing up with a stand-up triple. Ethan Axelrod scores the Millers' second run of the first inning, and he's brought them back within 1.
Great hit by Axelrod, and his hot streak continues.
Ethan Axelrod with a huge triple in the home half of the first.
And that pitch was just set right for Axelrod to rip it. And the center fielder just makes a bad judgment call on moving in, and the ball goes over his head. Great job by Axelrod.
Giovanni Del Rey came in to get it, but the ball kept carrying, and he misplayed it as Wiener rips one, and that's in there! Matthew Wiener comes up with a clutch hit, and this game is tied.
A lot of these batters are just finding that hole and ripping it to the shortstop side of the diamond.
A 2-out rally for the Millers, and the Cougar pitching coach needs to discuss with Jenks. 2 quick outs to start this one, a pickoff on Schneider, and a pop out to left by Echeverria. But the middle half of this Miller lineup has come up clutch, and they now tie it 3-3, and they've done that all season long. They're down in a game, they clawed their way back, and they're now tied 3-3 in the biggest game yet.
And what did we say? This is going to be a great game right here, first inning, 3-3. Couldn't get any better than this.
Let's go, dude!
So now Shy Abbott, who's been hot from the plate throughout this season, now has Wiener at first with 2 away here in the home half of the first. The score now tied 3-3 as both teams have done their job in each half of the first, and that one ricochets off Jenks. And Shy Abbott, who would have had a single up the middle, has an infield single off of the pitcher Jenks. And the Millers now have Wiener at second and Kahn at first, who actually coming into this one might not have run, hurt himself in infield, outfield, hurt his knee, but
really
looks to be going here as he steps in for Abbott like he has all season long.
And Con, a very underrated player. The Millers should be very happy they have him in here. A great IQ for running the bases. Just amazing that Con's available to play today.
So runners at first and second for the sophomore Rosenthal, and he takes one on the outer half for strike one.
And the Millers just piecing Jenks right now. Jenks not fooling anybody on his pitches, going down the middle mostly, pitching down the middle.
Kahn at first, Wiener at second, and Rosenthal fouls it off, and he's now down in the count 0-2. Oh, he got hit by a pitch.
No, he didn't. No, it was an interference on the catcher.
Oh, catcher's interference, and you know what the saying is. The table is set for yours truly, Jack Meyerowitz, who loves to play small ball, but here, with 2 outs, I highly doubt they'll have him bunt. Usually the suicide squeeze is on when he's at third, not when Wiener is at third, so Meyerowitz will most likely be swinging here as the table is set and the score tied 3-3.
And Meyerowitz, one of the best averages on the team, he could totally hit and get a single here and drive in too.
Yeah, he can rip one anywhere. Doesn't hit for power, but all he needs is a ball perfectly placed. Doesn't even actually need a ball perfectly placed. Just needs to get it somewhere. With his speed, he could run out anything. As Meyerowitz rips one, and it's through the hole! Wiener's in the score. Kahn's chugging around third. It's misplayed in right. Kahn is in the score. Rosenthal goes first to third, and Jack Meyerowitz almost clears the full meal.
And just like that, the Millers claw their way back to a 5-3 lead.
So Jack Meyerowitz plates 2, and they now lead 5-3. And once down 3-0 to start this inning, now lead 5-3, and they've batted around. What a game.
Wow. You knew the Millers weren't out of it. Everyone knew it.
Never. You never count out the Millers. So now Robert Schneider, who singled in this exact inning, looking to go 2 for 2 in the first, as he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Meyerowitz goes, Schneider, a little roller over to second, and the play is made to end the inning. So the Millers put up a 5 spot in the home half of the first, and they lead. So as we start the top half of the second inning, it'll be Ryan Berry, Gavin Drum, and Justin Regno. So Ryan Berry leads off for the Cougars as he fouls that one back, and the count moves 0-2.
And Oppenheim, after a rocky start, seems to be settling in here with his first 2 pitches of the inning being strikes.
Ryan Berry, Gavin Drum, Justin Regno for the Cougars. The 0-2 to Berry is ripped down the third baseline. Berry not hitting well from the plate, 122 average. has 4 hits but 5 RBIs, so inconsistent in the box score for Barry. But he is a U-Tampa commit for pitching, so batting is not his forte, but pitching is, as he takes that one high and outside for ball 1.
And some people may ask why he's not pitching today if he's a Tampa commit. Well, he pitched 4 innings in his last game.
Through
so
61.
61 pitches, so he'll be most likely unavailable today. Maybe coming in later innings, but most likely not playing.
He probably is available. He's had 3 days of, coming into today, it'd be 3 days of rest.
Yeah.
So he probably is available, as that one just outside. They don't check down that first baseline. Didn't go enough, and the count now full.
This ump is not budging today.
So once 0-2 to Barry, he's worked himself a 3-2. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Drew Oppenheim with the sword in the pocket. And Drew Oppenheim gets his second strikeout of the game. And the first out of the top half of the second. As that one swung on by Drum. A hefty cut at the high heat from Oppenheim. And that one goes behind Drum. And to the backstop, but nobody on.
Gavin Drum hitting an average of 207 on the year. Not a great year batting-wise for him, but he can still do some damage.
As that one swung on and missed once again. So Oppenheim, a strikeout swinging for Barry. Two straight swing and misses from Drum, and a fourth pitch outside by Oppenheim.
And Oppenheim just smiling, letting out a shrug after that one.
Oppenheim starting to gain a little more confidence after the 3-run top half of the first. That strikeout really has him going now, and in the 2-2 count, that one popped up and foul.
Gee, Oppenheim's sword throwdown on his strikeout?
Yeah, just like Marcus Stroman last night against the Mets. I hate to say it, but I just compare him to Marcus Stroman. Just the confidence.
No problem, Marcus Stroman. I don't have a problem with Marcus Stroman. I know he shut us down last night, but it's okay.
It'll do. 2-2 is hit over to second. Rosenthal comes in. And a double clutch throw low, but Echeverria makes the play for the second out. So now the 9-hitter Justin Reño for the Cougars. He was the third baseman. He's the third baseman for the Cougars today. Had the 2 balls, the 2 first hits of the game by Schneider and Jacobs hit over to him at third. Couldn't play either of them. So he's looking to make up for those plays at third here if he can continue this inning with 2 outs. 2-0 to Reño, the 9-hitter.
So Oppenheim has to get his release down just a little bit. He's a little high coming into the plate.
And 3 pitches up in the attic for Drew Oppenheim.
Same exact spot, but a guy like Drew, he could fix his own mechanics mid-batter, so he knows what he's doing wrong, and he just gets a strike right in there.
Count moves to 3-1. Oppenheim looking to get back in this count. And a quick pitch here from Oppenheim, and it runs high, ball 4. Not what you want from Oppenheim walking the 9 batter, but the Cougars will now have their 1-hitter with 2 outs in the top half of the second, so maybe a strategic thing there. You don't want the top of the Cougar order going in the top half of the third and then rallying once again against Oppenheim. So now you have your 1-hitter go here, and you start off the next inning with your second, but
at the same
not
time,
really much of a difference because that middle chunk of the Cougars lineup did some pretty big damage against Oppenheim to start this one.
At the same time, this top of the order can hit, so you really just want to put the inning to bed right away. So I don't know if that was strategic or not by Oppenheim right there.
1-0. As that one now 2-0 to Carls.
Trying to find where that one missed.
And
Not
now
quite sure.
Coach Chapman comes out to talk to Oppenheim.
So, not quite the dominant start that we're seeing from Oppenheim here, but gaining more confidence as the game goes on.
Go, Drew!
So Carl steps back into the box for the Cougars. It shows bunt, and the first capper talk from Chapman is in there for strike one.
Only 2 outs on that one. I'd rather just let the base runner steal second right there.
Apologies for the technical difficulties right now. We'll have video back up shortly. Just one moment as we have it back up for you all right now. Hopefully it's going a little faster on your end. It's starting to heat up. The count now 3-2. We might have to go radio style for a tad. The 3-2 is hit over to short. Schneider comes in over to first, makes the play for the third out. So after 3 in the top half of the first for Oppenheim, he shuts the door on the Cougars in the top half of the second, and we'll head into the home half next. So as we start the home half of the second inning, Millers lead 5-3 over the Chatham Cougars. Henry Jacobs will lead it off.
By the way, it's important to note, all the runs on Jenks, I believe, are unearned because of the error made by the shortstop when Wilson was at bat.
That is very good observation, Michael.
Thank you.
So Jacobs check swing. Did he go? He did not. So the count moves 2-0. Interesting thing, first base coach Joey Kropa, it's his birthday today. Just a fun fact.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Joey Kropa. Hopefully your family is watching and have something fun planned for you tonight. And hopefully a birthday present for you today is this score holds up.
Wow, that's great.
So the 3-0 to Jacobs is right down the pipe for strike one. So the 3-1 now to Jacobs is swung on and missed. Henry Jacobs was swinging all the way there. And I think he might have been expecting a fastball there, kind of out in front of that one.
He just got fooled right there. He couldn't keep up with it.
And he
wow.
just gets a piece of that one.
That one was nasty. It kind of just like stayed inside and the last second dipped.
2 outs in the top half of the second.
Ooh, and Jacobs gets a strike 3 call right there that Oppenheim hasn't been getting all day.
So now Steven Echeverria, a little roller down the third. Reño picks it up, a high throw, but the play is made, and 1 pitch, 2 outs. As Echeverria is now 0 for 2 on the day. And now Alex Wilson, who popped one a mile high, but it couldn't be brought down by Wesley Maximal. And it plated the Millers' first run, and then that cycled the chain of events that led them to 5 as he pops one straight up. Todd Moskowitz calls for it in the stands as that play is made in right. No play by Moskowitz, but the play is made in right by Gaden Gabriel, and the score stays the same, 5-3.
Who's up?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties, but the count now 1-2 to Giovanni Del Rey, the 6 hitter. He misplayed a ball in center that plated a couple of runs for the Millers. That was Axelrod's triple, and the count now 1-2 to him as that one hit over to second. Very slow, and the play only made at first, so a run will come home to score. This game is now tied 5-5, but the Millers get a key out, and they're now 2 away.
And
wait, what? There's not an out? We didn't have an out? So I guess there's only 1 out. So 1 out. 2 runs have come in to score in the top half of the third, and now Chapman, for the second time this inning, has come out, and it looks like Oppenheim will most likely exit this one.
And Oppenheim has to be beating himself after this one, but you know, this has never really happened to Oppenheim. He just has to get past the start, and hopefully the Millers can win this one. But as Krasnov enters into the game in a crucial 5-5 matchup.
So Drew Oppenheim will make way for the freshman. Charlie Krasnov pitched the first round game against Payne Tech. Had a quick inning, and he's looking to have a quick inning here. Already has 1 down, but runners at second and third as he tries to dig the Millers out of the hole they have dug themselves into.
So Charlie Krasnov, 2.15 ERA. He has had himself a pretty great season thus far. But I mean, he's a freshman coming into this one. He's got to be a little nervous, right? Yeah, he's got to be a little nervous in this one. But like we said, great game so far. Chatham batting in runs against Drew Oppenheim. And the Millers also batting in runs against Jenks.
We said it'd be a close one. We said it'd be a good one, and guess what? We
Our
got exactly
predictions-
what we
Yep.
we didn't pay for because everyone gets in for free.
That's great.
So we all came for what we anticipated at Miller Park. So Krasnov will get the nod here with runners at second and third. Echeverria, I'm not sure if he'll play where he is right now when Ryan Berry steps up to the plate. But nevertheless, right now he is on the infield grass, most likely playing a bunt down the first baseline. And I wouldn't be surprised if he stays there, as Berry hitting 122 on the season. Most likely going to bunt here, maybe a suicide
They should bunt
squeeze
them.
opportunity. But down the first baseline on a suicide squeeze, I'm not sure, because you probably want to get at least the runner from second to third, so it's most likely going to be down third to get the third baseman off his bag. But nevertheless, Berry looking to swing right now with one gone, runners at second and third, and he swings through that fastball in the dirt.
And they're giving him the go-ahead to swing away right here. They're not bunting him.
Takes a hearty cut at that one, so Krasnov off to an 0-1 start. It would be Gavin Drum next, and Justin Regno if he keeps it going. So Krasnov keeping Alex Holberton close at third. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Charlie Krasnov with a nice pitch.
And the Cougars lineup is not like the Millers bottom lineup. I mean, the Millers bottom lineup has one of the best averages in the state. The Cougars just don't have the same with the 7, 8, and 9 batters.
Millers this season as a team actually average a whopping 342 on the season.
That's incredible.
It's fantastic. So Ryan Berry in a hole 0-2, the Millers in a bigger hole with runners at second and third in a tie ball game. But the one Krasnov is working with is at the plate, and it's swung on and missed. Charlie Krasnov with a huge strikeout. And there are now 2 away, and it'll be Gavin Drum.
And Charlie Krasnov with a sweeper right there, able to get Barry on the swing. Barry just completely fooled by that one.
So now Gavin Drum. As that one runs outside, ball 1. So Krasnov pitching in the biggest moment in his early high school career. With the score tied in the sectional quarterfinals, he has been called upon to get 2 huge outs. He's already got 1, looking to get a second here against Drum. And that one hit over to short, right at Schneider, and Krasnov gets the 2 outs needed. And they set him down, but Chatham scores 2 in the top half, and the game is tied 5-5. So in a tie ball game 5-5, the Millers will have Axelrod, Wiener, and Abbott hit and try and draw some blood here in a basically 0-0 game.
Just props to Charlie Krasnoff right there for getting 2 of the biggest outs of the season.
So the Cougars 2 in the top half. Miller's looking to do the same in the bottom as Axelrod takes the first pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
It's that time of day again. Is it too early?
We'll do next at bat.
All right.
Plenty of time. Miller's will look. We're talking about the Axe Fact. We'll push it a little later. I want to save some airtime for it.
I like the Axe Fact today. Axe Facts.
3
Plural.
today.
3.
Or maybe 2.
3 though. 3.
Maybe 2.
I'll say 3.
Axelrod, 2-1.
And Axelrod is on a scorching hot streak, and his discipline at the plate is just impeccable. He doesn't get fooled by pitches very often.
So 3-1. So the 3-1 to Axelrod. They swung on and ripped down in right center field. This could be 2, but it's cut off nicely in right field. And Axelrod has a triple and a single to his name today, and a big leadoff single to start the home half of the 3rd.
Great job by Axelrod stepping into the pitch and driving that to the opposite field. I mean, Axelrod is on an amazing hit streak right now in some very crucial moments.
And now Wiener bloops one into center, but it's played by Holberton. And there's now 1 gone. Axelrod stays put at first. And now
The Suey chance,
I think it's
started by Max Levy.
sure it's Sue or Seuss.
Oh, Shy is Seuss, but you know,
Sure.
Sue.
No, I know. I thought
Oh.
they were saying Seuss.
Oh, no.
For Shy. So now Shy Abbott with Axelrod at first and 1 down.
The student section is as rowdy as it's ever been this year.
Yeah. Well, they show out when we need them. They show out when we need them.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful day. Who wouldn't want to come out to the ballpark for a little Miller baseball?
That's what I'm saying.
So the 1-0 to Abbott, Axelrod looming on first. And that one hit over to short, could be 2. Second for 1, over to first. Did he keep his leg on the bag? He did. So the double play by the Cougars get them out of the inning, and the score stays 5-5. So Charlie Krasnoff in his first full inning in relief, got 2 key outs for the Millers in the top half of the 3rd after Oppenheim led up 2 runs. So Abbott, who was up at the plate,
So important to note, before the inning has started, Axelrod is already up, getting warm in the bullpen.
So a throw down to second by Abbott, and we'll get this top half of the fourth underway. So it'll be Justin Renyo.
The number 9 hitter, I believe.
It is. 9-1-2. It'll be Renyo. It'll be Renyo, Carls, and Jenks. As that one taken inside by Carls. And the count now 1-0. The 1-0 is swung on and hit through the hole. And that'll be down for a single. So Renyo has now walked and got a single for.
So the number 9 hitter for both teams are pretty good today. Meyerowitz unable to throw the batter out from right field again.
And I think they're going to call in relief here. So Krasnov got 2 key outs in the top half of the third. Couldn't get one here after Renyo singled.
And I think Stevens...
No, it'll be Henry Jacobs.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Henry Jacobs.
Who will get the ball for the Millers here. You said Axelrod was getting warm. But he'll play... He's going to go play first base. I'm guessing Echeverria will go play center for Jacobs. You don't normally see Echeverria out there. We saw him play that position against Livingston. So your outfield now for the Millers is Wilson in left, Echeverria in center, Meyerowitz in right, Axelrod now at first, and everyone else stays status quo except for Henry Jacobs, who's now on the bump for the Millers.
I mean, this Chatham team is really putting the Millers to the test in this one. It has really been a great game so far. But, you know, everyone, we've talked about this before last broadcast, everyone wants to beat the brand name team. Right? I remember when we played West Orange in soccer, we wanted to beat them really badly. We wanted to show we could win. Everyone wants to show that they can beat the Millers. They can beat one of the best teams in the state. And that's what the Cougars are trying to prove right now.
So Henry Jacobs gets warm here. It'll be Carls, the leadoff hitter for the Cougars, as Henry Jacobs, who's closed the majority of the games for the Millers this season, but he looks to come up in the middle half as he shows bunt and fouls one back.
And Carlos, he's not a great hitter, small in size, but he has great discipline at the plate, as he's shown in this game. Tried to lay down a bunt, didn't work out quite well just there.
A bunt again. So Jacobs and an 0-2 to Carls. He's fouled 2 back. And the third pitch goes high. Abbott couldn't find it, and Renyo has himself a free bag.
That pitch just, the release of Jacobs wasn't really right. He knows something was a little off. Just sailed above his head.
Little roll call from the stands. The 1-2 to Carls is swung on and missed. Henry Jacobs gets a key first out. And the Millers, with Reño at second, now have one out with the pitcher Jenks up, trying to help himself out here.
Nasty right there by Jacobs with the off-speed pitch. I think Carls was expecting a fastball right there, just completely fooled him and went to the inside of the batter.
So it'll be Jenks, and if he gets on DePasse, as that one runs inside, but paints the inside half for strike one.
So the Cougars, every single time the middle of the lineup has been up, they've scored. That is just an important stat to note right there, and it's pretty incredible. So let's see what the Cougars can do right now. They already have a man on second, so they are in business.
Count now 1-1 to Jenks. A long hold here between Jacobs and Abbott, as that one launched into center field. Echeverria tracking it backwards, and at the warning track, he can't make the play. Echeverria throws that one in. Rosenthal a good cutoff, and it stops the runner from going home, but Jenks has himself a double, and there are now two in scoring position.
And right there, exactly what we said at the beginning of the game, expect more errors from the outfielders. Very sunny day today. Echeverria just lost the ball in the sun.
Echeverria playing a position he doesn't normally play. It's usually first DH or pitcher. So unfamiliar in that outfield position is Echeverria. But the sun does play a huge factor when it comes to the outfield. And now it's DePasse or DePache, one of those two.
So DePache is one of the batters you would want up if you were to score some runs. 355 average on the year.
As that one right down the middle for strike one. As that one hit over to short, Schneider bobbled it. The throw over to first is in time, but the Cougars score one.
And that took a hard bounce for Schneider. Great job of Schneider trapping it with his chest and then picking up right away and making the great throw to first base to get him out. But nonetheless, the Cougars do score, and DePasse does do his job. So the Cougars take back the lead in this one.
And he definitely went there. There are two outs, but Chatham now leads 6-5 in the top half of the fourth. But we've seen this over and over again. The Millers coming back from behind. They've done it today. And in the home half of the fourth, they'll be looking to do the same. But Jacobs trying to get a crucial out here against Holberton. The 1-1 is swung on and missed by Holberton.
So Jacobs, not necessarily a fast pitcher, but his off-speed stuff is filthy.
Oh, he's a fast pitcher. I couldn't hit him.
I know you can.
Fast pitcher to me. Anybody I can't hit is considered fast.
Because you don't play.
Everyone's considered fast. As that one hit down to third, Wiener. A nice backhanded play. The arching throw over to first is in time. Matt Wiener over there at the hot corner showing some leather. And the Millers get out of the inning, but not before the Cougars score one. as we'll head for a break.
What a mess.
So it's 6-5 Cougars. Greg Rosenthal will lead off this inning. It'll be Rosenthal, Meyerowitz, Schneider for the Millers. As Rosenthal fouls that one back.
This lead has had a good amount of lead changes, 3 in total. Uncharacteristic of what the Millers have gone through all season. They've mostly been up. No. Yeah, you can take them. You can take them.
The 1-1 to Rosenthal. Is low, ball 2, 2-1. So the 2-1 to Rosenthal.
Rosenthal hitting pretty well on the year, 298 average.
And that one hit high in the air to deep right field. And the play is made in right by Caden Gabriel. And now Meyerowitz trying to start something here for the Millers.
Who's our shirt?
So Jenks, after a rocky first inning, has settled in completely here, letting up 0 runs in 3 innings right now.
As that one paints the inside half for strike 1. And Meyerowitz takes that one outside, ball 1, 1-1.
Steven Echeverria for the Millers seems to get warming up his arm in the bullpen, not yet throwing. Seems to be stretching out.
So the count now 1-2 to Meyerowitz after he takes that one for a strike. So Jenks has started to settle in here, 2 straight scoreless innings. And with 1 out and a 1-2 count, he's looking to do the same here as that one falls outside, ball 2. And Meyerowitz swinging at a very inside pitch, got a piece of it, and keeps himself alive.
Meyerowitz is just ready to attack that one. Not sure if that was a great pitch to attack, but nonetheless gets a small piece of it right there.
So the 2-2. And Meyerowitz takes a hack at it. It's dribbling down the third baseline, and he's in there safe. Jack Marowitz with an unintentional bunt down the third base line, and he's in there with a one-out single.
I mean, when it's hit like that, every time Marowitz is going to be safe because of his speed.
So now Robert Schneider, who's been the hottest man on the planet, some may say both literally and figuratively.
Oh.
I'm not going to say myself, but, you know, got to give my boy Robert Schneider some credit.
Okay.
Trying to come up with new lines, seeing how they play.
Played pretty well, that one.
I'm not sure. We're just playing with it. You know, he's been hot from the plate. I tried to come up with something entertaining for the fans.
Good line.
You know, maybe I take it back. And another throw over, he's safe. Oh my God!
That was close.
2 quick pickoff plays. Meyerowitz back in time.
I didn't even see that one. Fun fact: every single game I've been to, Schneider has gotten a hit.
Jack Meyerowitz gonna end up with a bruise on his butt.
Jenks keeping Meyerowitz close. He knows his speed.
Meyerowitz, 15 stolen bases on the year. Or maybe a little more, since those stats weren't updated from their last game. And another throw over.
And a boo from the Miller fan base right here.
He would have had a free bag in the MLB. The throw home high, and that's what happens when you worry about the guy at first. You get a little out of control from the plate because your lack of focus on the batter kind of discombobulates you, and now he's in a hole 3-0.
Yep. By the way, great job by Schneider not swinging there. That looked like it was going to go right down the middle, but sunk at the last minute as it goes right back to first base. His 5th pickoff move alone in Schneider's at bat.
So Schneider takes one high, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And now Meyerowitz, after 5 pickoff moves by Jenks, finally gets second base.
And the Millers are in business now with Meyerowitz on second and Schneider on first. You got speed around the bases. So if Henry can get it out to deep into the outfield here, you could score 2.
So first and second, the pitching coach for the Cougar comes out to discuss strategy here with runners at first and second, and Henry Jacobs up. It will be Jacobs Echeverria, and if both of them can get on, it will be Alex Wilson.
One of the best hitters. I think they're imitating the coach's motion when he walks back to the dugout.
I was so confused by what was going on in the audience. But with one gone, Henry Jacobs looking to plate one here with runner in scoring position. Shows bunt. Wow.
That was a hard one to lay down for Jacobs right there because of the curve that the ball had.
So Jacobs 0-1, and they look at Jack Meyerowitz once again.
Meyerowitz getting a lot of tension from Jenks.
He's thrown off by Meyerowitz as that one swung on and missed. A nice off-speed pitch from Jenks, and the count now 0-2 after Jacobs bunted one and swung on one and missed. Protecting the plate now in an 0-2 count. And a timeout called by Jenks. The 0-2 is, I'm not sure if that's... So they called Jacobs out, but the runners advanced to second and third. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't think the drop strike applied because there was a runner on first. I don't know. I don't know high school rule. Is that am I right?
That might be it. I'm not sure because I thought it fouled off. I thought he was telling him to come back, but I guess he called him out.
Yeah, it was off the.
They did exactly what they wanted.
Yes.
Jacobs wanted to bunt. Runners advance to second and third, and now Echeverria, one of your better hitters, has an opportunity to plate 2 here.
Exactly.
And Steven Echeverria takes one on the outer half for strike 1.
You know, 2 amazing hitters coming up right here, so you can't really get behind Echeverria because then you have an even better hitter, arguably, in Alex Wilson right behind him.
They just need one, and they needed to come off the bat of either. They need to come off the bat of Echeverria right now, and then they need something from Wilson if he gets on. The 1-1 to Echeverria. He's a very closed approach from the plate. Very effortless swing, but it goes very far. Is that one hit over to third? And by! Steven Echeverria singles. Schneider's chugging around third. He's in to score. And Steven Echeverria comes up with a 2-run single, and the Millers lead.
And Echeverria is showing how he's a dual threat, lining down the left field line, just out of the reach of the third baseman. Great hit by Echeverria.
So Echeverria plates 2. And the Millers now regain their lead 7-6.
4th lead change of this game so far.
That's the 3rd time it's been hit over to third. This one, again, bobbled by the third baseman, but a play is made by the second baseman and the inning is over. So the Millers plate 2 in the home half of the 4th and lead. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Cougars in the top half of the 5th inning.
Wes Maximow is up. He's made a statement this game with multiple hits in this one.
The score's 7-6 as we start the home half of the 5th inning. Ethan Axelrod, who's already got a single and a triple to his name today, takes one low for ball 3, 3-1. And it may just be time for the X Fact, and I might just
time
give
here.
The 3-1 is swung on and missed by Axelrod. Axelrod today, the X Fact, had the same salad from the salad house today.
It's been working.
It has been working, and it's working today. His dad had the same thing, picked it up for his dad. What a kind soul. He woke up early this morning to read, what's the book you're reading?
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Pretty good book.
Studied for that test this morning, so student athlete, Ethan Axelrod.
And the last one of the day. I will say it.
Nope, we're not talking
saying
about it. As that one swung on and missed by Axelrod, so he's down, and the X Facts will end there. As Matt Weiner now steps up to the plate.
And Matt Weiner has had an incredible day, both batting and flashing the leather. Made 3 pivotal plays for the Millers, 2 groundouts, and 1 amazing catch along the fence. And he has an RBI for the day, a single right through the hole.
He does have an RBI to his name today, as the count moves 0-1 on the foul ball by Weiner. The 0-1. Weiner thought about swinging there, but thought better of it, and it falls outside, ball 1. And Weiner liked that one a lot as he swings through that one, 1-2.
So Jenks is still in pitching for the day. He has pitched 75 pitches.
As Weiner takes that off-speed pitch low, 2-2.
He hasn't had the best start, but it is the Millers, and the Millers hit. So there's that side of it.
Count even 2-2, and that one on the inner half, strike 3, and Weiner is put down for the second out. So now Shy Abbott takes one upstairs for ball 1. And that one once again runs high, ball 2. And that one on the lower half for strike 1, 2-1. And Abbott hits one over to short. Coming in to make the play is Maximow, and he makes it for the third out. So the Millers come up with a 0, but So after bullpen was active for the Millers, Henry Jacobs comes out to start the top half of the 6th inning. Jonah Tobis has a glove on his hand, but
Yeah, I think he may be catching.
I don't know what he was doing, but
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I'd love to see a little Jay Tobis action in the sectionals, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. As that one in there for strike 1. As that one hit over Jacobs' head, Schneider charging in, and a high throw is in time. Robert Schneider, reliable over there at short, makes the play for the first out.
Great job by Schneider shuffling his feet over and making a dart to first base.
So Mr. Reliable at shortstop makes the play. And now Carls, the leadoff hitter for the Cougars, trying to make something happen with one gone. And that one fouled off, 0-1. The 0-1, and the off-speed pitch tried to front door him there, but
I thought that bent into the inside corner right there.
I thought it did as well, but nothing. That's that one. A nice off-speed pitch that time, and the count moves 1-2. Cougars starting to get to that middle of the lineup that's done them great things today. As Carls sees one go right by his eye, and Jacobs gets him looking.
And Carls is just fooled right there. That's what Jacobs can do to you.
So it'll be Jenks trying to help himself out here against Jacobs. Jenks versus Jacobs in the the top half of the 6th inning. And that one, first pitch outside, ball 1. The 1-0 is outside, ball 2. So Jenks in his last at-bat hit one over Steven Echeverry's head in center field. That spot now taken over by Wilson. Wilson and Fujita playing the left and right positions in the outfield.
Yep.
As that one hits Jenks on the arm.
I was just about to say Jenks can hit indeed, but got hit there instead by the pitch. Didn't
not
need
his-
to hit.
Not his throwing arm, so a good sign for the Cougars.
You think he's coming next inning?
It's hard to tell, only because, well, first, hold on. DePache is up for the Cougars with Jenks at first getting checked up. Not sure if it's gear related or he's trying to walk it off and stall some time, but I think it might be a combination of both. So it'll now be DePache, and I'm not sure if Jenks will come in. The Cougars don't tend to throw their pitchers that far into games, and in a close game against West Morris, they switched pitchers midway. They went from Barry to Jenks, and they might go Jenks to Barry this time. But
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, you never know what the Cougars will do. They pitched 6 pitchers against Del Barton. Jenks closed it out this time. He's starting. They're obviously not going to go 6 pitchers unless something drastic happens in the home half of the 6th or the home half of the 7th.
Yep.
If the Cougars can mount a comeback.
I mean, they have stuck with Jenks this whole entire game. They've let him throw, even though he's let up 7 runs.
So the 1-1 is hit but foul. Some MILLBURN baseball alumni down that third base line. Copeland Colt, Sam Trackman,
Sifu was also there today.
Daniel Sifu, big alum. I'm not sure. I think he might be sitting over there, but he might have moved out to the outfield. But nevertheless, huge alumni crowd today. And now DePache. The count reading the number on his back. The 1-2 is hit into deep left center field. Wilson charging over, but it's Fujita who comes and makes the play for the third out. So the Millers go into the home half of the sixth, trying to tack on some insurance before the it'll be Rosenthal, Meyerowitz, Schneider for the Millers in the home half of the sixth as they try to tack on some insurance before the seventh and final inning.
And
The birthday boy Kropa takes his spot at first base as Rosenthal steps up, as you were saying.
And Jenks is indeed back out there to pitch at the bottom of the sixth inning.
Rosenthal, Meyerowitz, Schneider, as I said. The Millers lead 7-6. Jenks, as you mentioned, back on the mound. And the first pitch in the dirt. If this starts to get a little out of hand here, like first two batters get on, I wouldn't be surprised if Cougar coach comes out and makes a pitching change, as he would most likely want that damage to stop before it got anywhere severe, as that one falls in the dirt, ball two.
I mean, I'm surprised that Jenks hasn't come out of the game yet. I mean, he's pitching far into this one.
The 2-0 is in the dirt once again, 3-0. To Rosenthal. And that one on the outer half for strike one. The 3-1 to Rosenthal is outside, ball four, and Rosenthal is on with a no-out walk. He's got himself a free bag. You know, last year, me and my color commentator, Matt Reisman, did this thing where free bag equals free MILLBURN deli. But this year, we haven't gotten any sponsorships, have heard of anything quite yet.
Are you being serious? Free bag was free MILLBURN deli?
No, we were just kidding last year. But this year, we were trying to get inspired for this year to do something. We haven't done anything of the sorts this year. And it doesn't look like we will. We tried to. We put an ad in one of the Studio 462 podcasts for it, but nothing happened from that.
You know what we should have done? We should have went right up to the MILLBURN deli owner and asked.
We should have. Do you know him personally?
Yeah. Nah, I know.
Oh,
I'd get free MILLBURN deli sandwiches for life. I did.
that is true.
That'd be awesome.
So as we said at the top half of this inning, or rather, not the top half of this inning, after the... So it'll be Ryan Berry on the mound for the Cougars after Jenks threw 5 innings and allowed, I think Jenks only allowed two runs. Jenks only allowed 2 runs because the first 5 in the first inning, as you mentioned, came on an error by the shortstop. So
now Barry will come into pitch, and he is a commit. I forget where he's committed out of.
Ryan Berry committed to U Tampa.
Okay, yep. Ryan Berry, a U Tampa commit, 42 and a third innings pitched, 27 hits allowed, 8 earned runs, pitching to a 1.32 ERA. Pretty amazing. He pitched in the first game against Westmore, so that's why they did not pitch him to start today. And we knew all along this was what was going to happen. Barry comes out in relief for Jenks.
So Barry, who has 54 strikeouts, 30 walks, so a lot of strikeouts but a lot of walks. So an inconsistent pitcher, but here in a big moment, he's got to stay consistent to keep this a 1-run game. Meyerowitz looking to do the opposite as he has Rosenthal at first and a clear count and no outs.
He really has to hone in on the strike zone here. He cannot let this game get away by walks.
And Meyerowitz bunts it, and it goes foul. Schneider almost got hit. Rosenthal at first, Meyerowitz at the plate, 0-1.
And you rarely see Meyerowitz miss a bunt.
Yeah.
Unfortunate right there.
Rainio playing on the grass. The first baseman made a charge. I don't know, Depache rather. Fake threw it over to first. Rosenthal was back, but he didn't have to get back that quick. The 1-1 to Meyerowitz, and Rosenthal almost went. That might have been a balk. It is.
And that was indeed a balk.
Greg Rosenthal moves from first to second on a balk by Barry, and there's now a runner in scoring position for Meyerowitz. So now Meyerowitz, if he was to still bunt in a 1-1 count, it would now most likely be down that third base line. Trying to get the third baseman off. I don't know why I was thinking first base, but it'll still be the third baseline as Greg Rosenthal now in prime scoring position for Jack Meyerowitz. And that one bunted foul once again by Meyerowitz. He was going down that first base line.
Just like we said.
I thought it might be down third base, trying to get third base off the bag. Trying to get Rosenthal over, but he bunted down the first base line, and now the count 1-2.
So the bunt is off, I assume.
You never know what they'll do with Meyerowitz in these kinds of situations.
It's true.
The 1-2 is in the dirt, ball 2. The count 2-2 to Meyerowitz. Sun's starting to come down. A nice breeze overcomes the crowd. Beautiful now here. It's not too hot. It's not too hot here anymore.
It was burning at 3 o'clock.
It was burning. And the count now runs full. Meyerowitz once down 1-2 now in a full count with Rosenthal at second and Schneider on deck with no outs. And that one runs outside, and Meyerowitz, with a fantastic at-bat, has himself a free bag.
So what do we say? said Barry cannot let this game get thrown away by walks. This is exactly what he's doing. He's just not finding the strike zone right now. And with a dangerous hitter up like Schneider, that can hurt you.
So Robert Schneider with Meyerowitz and Rosenthal on the path. He shows bunt, and a good one at it. First baseman comes off. Schneider chugging down that first baseline. He's called out, but a productive out as it comes.
And a great bunt by Schneider right there down the first baseline. Able to advance. Greg and Meyerowitz does his job right there.
As productive as they come, as there are now runners at second and third for Henry Jacobs with one gone. I'm not sure if they're going to put a squeeze on here. If Chapman is speaking to Rosenthal down the third baseline, he doesn't show, and that one in the dirt, ball one.
Honestly, I'd like the squeeze right here.
Rosenthal is very speedy at third, but I've only seen them do it with Meyerowitz. I'm not sure what they'll do, but Chapman in the ear of Rosenthal at third.
Henry is a great hitter, so he can definitely get a single.
And Jacobs takes one. Oh man.
Wow.
A little inside, but it just skims the inside half for the home plate umpire. And the count now 1-1. The 1-1 to Jacobs. And Jacobs shows bunt. Rosenthal was going hard. DePace chasing him all the way down, and is he out? He is. So Rosenthal is out trying to steal home.
And he's
on a suicide squeeze.
Nope, he's good.
Rosenthal on a suicide squeeze trying to score. Is tagged out in a pickle. A nice play by DePace there, holding the ball.
And he had a lot of faith in Henry there. See if he could get the bunt down. Just couldn't do it with that pitch.
We knew the suicide squeeze was coming.
Yep.
But now in a 1-2 count, Jacobs hits one. A slow roller over to short. Maximow picks it up, and the ball is in the dirt, picked out of the dirt by Drum, and the inning is over. So the Millers can't tack on any insurance here, as we'll head to the top half of the seventh. The Millers So Steven Echeverria, usually the ace on this ball club, has come in to close this one today, looking to get 3 key outs against the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Holberton, Maximow, and Del Rey.
Echeverria, .33 ERA this year.
As that one first pitch low and in the dirt, ball 1.
Now, most batters, most teams would be scared of a prospect such as Echeverria. In this case, Chatham was doing a pep talk. They were jeering at Echeverria. They invited him.
Yeah,
They're welcoming with open arms.
Echeverria in a huge spot here. First time he's pitched in the sectional finals since last year. But here in a 2-0 count, Echeverria looking to get the job done. As that one hit over to second, Rosenthal makes the play over to first. There's one gone. So now the sophomore, Wesley Maximow, who may go down in my all-name team for New Jersey, Maximow.
I like Maximow. Maximow's a good name.
Pretty good name. And that one, first pitch in there for strike one.
And Steven on a roll now.
The 0-1 is hit over to third base. Wiener comes up with it. The throw over to first is pure. Matthew Wiener with another play at third. And the Millers are 1 out away from advancing to the sectional semifinals. The crowd is up on their feet. It's Giovanni Del Rey. Takes one outside, ball one. And we'll go mobile here.
Echeverria looking to shut this batter down so they can advance to the sectional semifinals.
The 1-0 is in the dirt now, 2-0. Echeverria kind of tripped off the mound there. As the count now 2-0.
And the crowd up on their feet watching the young MLB prospect.
2-0 to Del Rey, the center fielder. And in the dirt, ball 3-0. Ryan Berry, the pitcher, would be next, trying to help himself out.
Berry had a double his last at bat.
The 3-0, right down Main Street. And the count now 3-1. So Del Rey ahead in the count 3-1. The pitch right down the pipe for strike two. Echeverria not afraid to go right down the middle right now as he's trying to get a key out and send the Millers to the sectional semifinals. The pitch is fouled back.
And Echeverria not afraid to go down the middle because he knows he can beat any batter on a fastball if he wishes. I love the slow clap.
The 3-2 just misses, and Del Rey has himself a free bag, and now it'll be the pitcher Ryan Berry to face Steven Echeverria.
Remember, Ryan Berry not the best hitter, but he did hit a double in his last at bat, so he is a threat.
So pinch runner Jackson Hodges will come out to pinch run for the Cougars. Ryan Berry, the U Tampa commit, trying to tie this ball game. He would be the game leading run. The game tying run is at first. Steven Echeverria has 2 away here and is an out away from sending his Millers to the sectional semifinals. A clean count for Berry. Now moves to 1-0.
This umpire still not budging on the strike zone for MILLBURN today.
Chatham has put up a fight. Echeverria.
You have to applaud Chatham on how they've played today, no matter the outcome. because they've been just phenomenal.
The 1-1 for Barry. Hodge at first. And that one taken high upstairs. 2-1. The 2-1 is outside, and the count now 3-1.
Echeverria knows it just takes 2 more to get him out right here. He could use everything he has in the tank right on these 2 pitches.
The 3-1. He's going. The throw over to second is not in time. Schneider made a nice play to keep it from going into center field. And the count now 3-2.
Here we go, bud.
Once again, a full count to a Cougar batter. The 3-2 to Barry to send the Millers to the sectional semifinals is fouled off.
Great job by Barry sticking in with Echeverria. This is a battle. Commit against commit. Come on, Steven. Let's go, bud.
3-2 to Barry. Is hit. Echeverria a little shaky off the mound. Bear hands it over to first, and that is airmailed, and that'll score a run. Should have just put it in his pocket. And that is the game-tying run. Steven Echeverria with a wild throw over to first. And the Cougars tie at 7-7. That pep talk worked to a T as they have tied it at 7.
Chatham fighting down to the last strike, and it pays off right there.
Echeverria should have put that one in his pocket.
He knows he made a mistake, but he's just got to get through this one. He knows he's fine. He's just got to clear his mind.
I would assume Echeverria comes out of this one. Don't want to throw him too much, but you need a key out. So some scary moments here for the Millers, but the guy you want on the mound in Steven Echeverria trying to keep this tied.
The Millers were 1 strike away. Couldn't get the deal done.
As Gavin Drum steps up to the plate looking to tack on one more. This would be insurance at this point of the game. As that one pops straight up in the air. Echeverria calls the crew off, but now Wiener comes in and he bobbles it. The throw home is not in time. Matthew Wiener bobbles it as he ranges over to first. He called off Echeverria. The runner goes from second to home, and the Millers now trail by 1. Oh my goodness.
Wiener just couldn't secure that pop-up. He's been great flashing the leather all day. Just unfortunate for Matthew Wiener.
So, an insurance run for Chatham as they look to tack on another one here with a runner at first and Renyo. And that one on the outside corner for strike 1. So now Steven 0-2 to Renyo.
Steven get ahead in the count on this at bat.
The 0-2. Right down the middle, strike 3. 2 runs come in to score in the top half of the 7th. The Millers look to score 2. It'll be the heart of the lineup for the Millers, Echeverria, Wilson, and Axelrod, the 3 guys. You would probably wind up in this situation, maybe Schneider mixed in there as well.
This is a golden opportunity for the Millers. I know they're down, but they're one of their three of their 3 best hitters on the team are up. They can make some damage against the Tampa commits.
And Barry, a left-handed pitcher against an all-righty lineup. As Barry looks to close the door, the Millers look to reopen their chances of winning this ball game.
Barry a little out of the strike zone, a little wild last inning. Let's see what he does now. Steven Echeverria, last time he was up, he got a single through the hole.
So
One
Echeverria,
base at a time, as Mrs. Tobas says.
Echeverria, Wilson, and Axelrod. And that hits him. Steven Echeverria leads off with a leadoff hit by pitch.
And
I think he might have leaned into that one a bit.
He did a little, but it doesn't matter.
A little Michael Conforto action.
Yep. And now Alex Wilson will step up to the plate.
Wilson,
He is clutch.
Wilson represents the winning run here. Hit a walk-off homer against Seton Hall last year to give the Millers a 2-1 victory. Now, in an 8-7 ball game, they trail. Echeverria at first, Wilson at the plate.
Waving something in front of his face. I think a little bug is in front of him.
Wilson hits one high in the air to center field. The center fielder ranges in and makes the play for the first out. So Wilson has popped up 3 times today. One of them was an error by Maximal that got him to second. The other 2 were outs. And now Ethan Axelrod in a very, very big situation.
Yeah, Wilson's front shoulder is just up. That's why he's getting the pop out, and he's under the ball as well. But Axelrod, who is scorching hot, can drive in Echeverria, which is one at bat.
As that one runs low and inside, ball 1. And
Axelrod is the man you want up right now. He can do it all.
Steven Echeverria quick on the base path, so a ball hit hard in any of the gaps. That's an interesting pickoff move. Slow and wild. Echeverria was back. Trying to keep him on first is Barry. Axelrod waiting at home. And that off-speed pitch drops in, and he wanted that one.
Axelrod knows he missed one right there. He shouldn't have taken that one.
He wanted that.
He wanted it.
He wanted that. If he could go back in time, he would swing at that pitch. But the count now 1-1. And Echeverria back in once again.
Still a slow pickoff move, but an accurate throw this time. Will that salad house work its magic for Axelrod right now?
The 1-1 over to Echeverria again. Barry, the left-handed pitcher, has an advantage throwing to first. He's very close to a balk once again. Got to be careful. As that off-speed pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Axelrod, 2-1. What just happened? Did he throw that? No.
No, he didn't.
Heart is pounding.
Me too.
Oh my God.
It's exciting.
The 2-1 to Axelrod is outside. It goes behind, and Echeverria advances to second.
And now Axelrod with one swing of the bat and driving Echeverria. Axelrod is telling the crowd to get up on their feet.
So in a huge spot here, Ethan Axelrod in a 3-1 count. Wiener would be next. The 3-1 is hit into center field. Center fielder coming on. He can't make the play. And they stop Echeverria. Axelrod has himself a single. Runners at the corners.
And Ethan continues his hot streak. Amazing at bat by Axelrod, driving to center field to get the single and advance Echeverria.
So now Matthew Wiener, who had the error to allow the game-leading run for Chatham, has an opportunity here to get that one back.
Wiener just needs to do what he's good and find the hole. That's what his strength is. He can hit those singles and find the open space. This has been a wild game so far. 5 lead changes in this one. My heart's pounding.
I can't breathe right now. Oh my God, my heart is pounding so fast. Whew. With one gone, Matthew Wiener steps up to the plate. It is quiet. As that one in the dirt, ball 1. It is quiet in between pitches here.
And you know, for Chatham, this is the guy you want on the mound. He's your Tampa commit. And he is just, I'm going to say, he's not pitching well right now.
The 1-0 to Wiener is in the dirt. Axelrod advances on a catcher's indifference. One swing of the bat from Wiener could win it. The 2-0 to Wiener is hit over to second. It's bobbled. Echeverria is in the score. Wiener with a clutch hit.
Wow.
Axelrod advances to third. Echeverria comes home to score, and the Millers have tied it at 8.
Wiener being clutch and doing what he does great, advancing the runner over for Echeverria to score.
So now Abbott with an opportunity to win it.
So now the question is, if the second baseman fielded the ball cleanly, would you have went home with that one?
No, Echeverria was 3/4 the way down there. If he came up with it cleanly, it would have been a bang-bang play. Echeverria with the long legs, long reach, he might have gotten a hand in there. But a bobble at second by Carls puts the Millers in prime position to take this one right here, right now. Shy Abbott, the game is at his disposal. One swing of the bat, and this one could be over. And that one runs high, ball 1.
Now the thing is, Shy's a great hitter. If you're the coach of Chatham, wouldn't you want to intentionally walk Shy?
You might intentionally walk Shy, but then you have Rosenthal, who's fantastic at the plate. That one hit over to third. And it's gone! Shy Abbott does it! The Millers win! The Millers win! The Millers win! Shy Abbott is today's hero, and the Millers advance to the sectional semifinals. Thank you. Tobis. Shy Abbott is today's hero as he walks it off with a RBI single. The Millers come up winners, and they will advance to the sectional semifinals. I'm Adam Tobis. My co-person, Michael Exelbert, will say sayonara. We'll see you for the semifinals Tuesday against a winner pending.